Hello. How's everybody doing today? My name's Jon. This is Jon Does. And this is not a normal day for me, as you can tell. Well, if you can't tell, I just got out of the theater. This is a big deal for me. I've been to a movie since Thor: Love and Thunder, and we're off to the races. We're off to the races with the mustache. Let's go. Anyways, welcome. What's going on? Before I get into it, you know what I'm going to say. You know what I say every time. Don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. It is the best place to support this channel. Let's go. Let's go. wilddinosaur.com. We got all kinds of cool stuff here. We got t-shirts. We got tote bags. Look at this tote bag. I got. It's called Lakeside. This is a polyester bag. Super durable. Got these colored handles. There's red, yellow, black. You can choose what color handles you get on those. I have t-shirts, I have sweatshirts, I have stickers. Hit me up if you want sticker packs. I have those too. It's all here. It's all here, guys. Send me private messages for stickers if you're looking for stickers specifically. If you need a sweatshirt, bag, whatever, wilddinosaur.com. That's your place. That's your place to go. That's it. Anyways. Sorry, I'm warm. This is a lot warmer than I expected wearing my sweatshirt. It's been cool. It's been rainy. And I was at the theater, and I always wear a sweatshirt when I go to the theater. Well, at least usually. So what did I see today? I don't know if you can tell by the title of this, but I saw Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Just got back from the theater about 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Sent my email out, got everything set up here, and I'm ready to go. This is a special episode. I don't usually do these Thursday ones, so it's not going to be the normal format. I'm just going to talk about Wakanda Forever, and then that's it. No commercial breaks, nothing. We might go 40 minutes. We might go an hour and 20 minutes. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you down? Are you down? Are you down for this? Let's go. Okay. I'm going to steer clear of spoilers. I don't want to spoil this movie because I think y'all should go see it and make up your own mind. But let's start off with the elephant in the room. Chadwick Boseman died a couple years ago. Was it 2 years ago now? It must have been a little longer than that. I actually don't remember when he died. Let me look that up real quick. When did he pass away? That was August 28th, 2020. So, our star, Chadwick Boseman, our Black Panther, our king, passed away in real life. And so people were wondering how they're going to handle, who's going to be Black Panther. I'm going to kind of spoil something, and it's only because I think the marketing did it themselves. You do have a new Black Panther. They totally address it in this movie, obviously. I'm just going to get it out of the way. Shuri is the new Black Panther. They do show her in the trailer. All that aside, they do a pretty good job of honoring Chadwick Boseman and filling in, making a really good movie around his absence. I think they did a really good job with that. It's hard to fill such a role, not just because we all loved him as Black Panther, but because he was such a phenomenal actor, he made that role. It's like, to me, Chadwick Boseman became T'Challa as much as Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man, or Chris Evans became Captain America. Captain America is, to me, one of those characters like Superman I mentioned yesterday, I think. I've never been the biggest fan of Superman, so I've never really cared too much about. Something's going on. The dogs are barking. I think there's a walrus attacking the house. Anyways, I've never cared too much about certain characters. Captain America being one of them, Superman being another one. They're in the same category to me. A little overpowered and like total Boy Scouts. Man of Steel changed that perspective for me with Superman, and the Russo brothers changed it for me with Winter Soldier. I liked the first Captain America. Don't get me wrong. Joe Jackson, I believe, did that. The director of The Rocketeer, actually, does a good job with that World War II era vibe in movies. But I didn't. It was a fun movie. It was fine. It just didn't sit well with me. Honestly, most of Phase 1 for me isn't the best. But I do care about some of those movies maybe more than some of the other ones. For example, Thor 2 made me like Thor 1 a little better. And then, of course, Ragnarok. And then, well, we can talk about Love and Thunder later. Maybe that'd be a fun episode, is just talking specifically about, like, Thor. He's got 4 movies, and he was in all the Avengers and stuff like that. So, yeah, maybe break down the whole Thor stuff at some point. But we're not talking about Thor today. He's not here. We're talking about the Panther gods. We're talking about the Atlanteans. I don't know if that's what they're called. They don't live in, like, Atlantis. Or Atlanta, even. I know they shot some of the movie in Atlanta, but they just, I don't know if they're Atlanteans. Is that what you call people from Atlanta? Atlanteans? My mustache is trying to run away. I bagged it and caught it earlier. Decided to make it my face pet. Anyhow, enough of the mustache. You'll see more of that in my life. I am the walrus. Okay, so Black Panther: Wakanda Forever was a really good movie, actually. They obviously had huge. They had to address a lot of big things. Specifically, Chadwick Boseman passing away. I think they did a really heartfelt. What they accomplished, I think, was really heartfelt, and I think really honors the character, the character T'Challa, and the legacy of Chadwick Boseman. At the same time, I think they did do a really good job of that. What I will say, I have some negatives about this movie. They're not the standard issues I normally have with Marvel properties. And to be quite honest, the issues that I have with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever aren't even really story driven either. They're more nitpicky choices a director makes, or editor. There's two things that stick out to me. There was a couple of moments in the movie where maybe two characters are having a conversation, and you see this in every movie, shot reverse shot, where you have one person talking and then you have the reaction of that person. So, like one scene, I'll do it on screen. I'll do it here on screen. So you cut to, let's just say my face that you see right now is the person talking. And then they cut to the reaction of the other person on the other side of the screen. They're like, so the camera angles match and whatnot. There was one or two parts where I thought the choice of reaction shot could have maybe been better. There is a conversation between, oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on names. Hold on, let me pull up the cast list real quick. Nope, not Wikipedia. Oh, come on. Why is this way down here? Why is IMDb way down at the bottom? Oh my gosh. Lupita Nyong'o's Nakia character is talking to Guerrero. Wow, I can't talk right now. Okoye is talking to Nakia. This is not a spoiler. They're just having a conversation about something, and it is a bit emotional. T'Challa's being brought up or whatever, and there's a shot of Okoye. It's a reaction shot. She's just, and she has this concerned look on her face that you would if somebody's telling you something important and emotional. And one thing that happens, the reaction shot that I thought didn't work for me was they go back and it's Okoye being like, and it just felt, it didn't, that specific moment, this specific reaction shot didn't feel like, it was just a quick moment, but it didn't feel like it accomplished the emotion that Okoye was having. I mean, it did an okay job, but it felt kind of hokey. And it's supposed to be a really good emotional moment. So, and I don't think anybody did bad or anything. To me, this is an editor thing. Just the choice of reaction shot that they did. So yeah, yeah, and it's really hard to get too down on the movie as a whole because of that. But it was something I noticed, and there wasn't anything that stuck out to me too much worse in that regard, the shot reverse shot, but there were a couple of other like kind of iffy moments where I was like, that's the reaction you wanted to go with here. But again, these are actually just minor gripes, minor details about how I thought some of the choices in the editing didn't land as much. Overall, I think it's really well done. I mean, there's so much emotion in this movie. So much emotion in this movie. There is so much that they needed to accomplish story-wise while honoring Chadwick and whatnot. Oh, you know what? I forgot to pop up. There we go. I'm going to pop up this poster that I had. I think this was for the Real D release of the poster, but I really liked this one. So this is the poster I'm using for my graphic today. Let's see. I'm just going to go through the cast list here real quick and shout out people that I in the cast that I think did a great job. Okay, Letitia Wright. There was a lot of rumors about things on set going on. honestly, I don't know. I don't really care about rumor stuff, unless it's, seriously affecting a lot, which I don't know. COVID, I think, really did its number on every industry, really. Hollywood had to do some maneuvering here, and aside from whatever people have said about the situation on set regarding vaccinations or the whole COVID situation, I thought Letitia Wright did a really good job. I was a fan of hers after I saw the first Black Panther movie. I thought the character just popped and had so much energy. That it was great to see her kind of take the reins here. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't mean unfortunately that she had to become the lead. I think she's a great lead. I'm excited for whatever comes next for the Black Panther world in Marvel. So she had a lot of work. She had a lot of work to do, and I think it comes off well. It comes off really well, actually. And again, not trying to spoil too much here, but there is a retread in theme of, taking up the new mantle. We saw Black Panther in the first movie coming to terms with being Black Panther. You do see a rehashing of that theme in this movie, but I think it works well. I didn't feel like I was watching Black Panther 1, the first one, being rehashed, but there was definite beats there, but they do play with it a little bit differently. Lupita Nyong'o, I think she's fantastic. I haven't seen some of the other stuff that some of the big stuff that she's been in, but I've seen a handful of things with her. What was it? Is it? I forget. It's not. No. Oh, Us. That was the one. Us. I never saw Us, and I also never saw 12 Years a Slave. So I'm just going through her thing here. Oh yeah, Maz Kanata. I forgot she did the voice there. Yeah, she's got a pretty hefty resume here. That's really awesome. Actually, and honestly, it's not. She's got 28 credits. She still has a big career ahead of her, but she's done some big stuff. I mean, she did voices in The Jungle Book and Star Wars and whatnot. Oh, interesting. James and the Giant Peach with Taika and Friends. What's this? I've never seen this before. Sorry, I don't mean to go off on a side tangent, but I did find something I think I want to watch. Or look into. Oh, it's a table read. Gotcha. James and the Giant Peach table read. And there's a bunch of stars, and she did. She was James. That's awesome. She did. Oh man, that's really great. I want to hear that. I love James and the Giant Peach. I love that movie. One of my favorite directors directed that. If you think Tim Burton is the all-star hero from The Nightmare Before Christmas, guess again, folks. Henry Selick. He is one of my heroes. I love him so much. He just did Wendell and Wild with Key and Peele. That's on Netflix. You should watch that. I watched it recently and really enjoyed it, and I might talk about it later this week, or later this week, tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last episode of the week. So what else is there? Oh, I closed down my I just need to see my cast list here. Where are we at? There we are. Okay, so Denai Guerrero from Walking Dead fame. Okoye, she's great. She has a lot more to do. I'm really happy that she has become a favorite in the Marvel universe, and they've used her through a lot of stuff. I think she pops up in, what was it? Not Shang-Chi. I guess it would be that scene in Endgame. Was she there at the end of Captain Marvel? I don't remember. But she's popped up more, and I like that they're using her. Winston Duke, who plays M'Baku. He's a strong character as well. It's hard to say they should use anybody more, but I could always do with more Winston Duke, especially in this role. He's got, a presence, but he's also kind of funny at the same time. And there's a really cool scene with him. It's not really a scene; it's a moment. There's a really cool moment in a fight scene with him and who we'll get to next, Namor. Should I just do half the mustache, or should the other half? Oh, should I move it? Should I just flip it? Should I flip it like that? No, it changes the shape of my face. Sorry, you guys don't care. You want to hear me talk about Black Panther? You don't care about my mustache, even though it is all natural. Here, look, I'll even show you. See, that's real. I really grew this. Well, I even grew the cool adhesives on the back. That's all natural. Shocker. I'm watching viewers drop as I talk about my mustache. Shut up and talk about Black Panther. Well, he's dead. I don't mean that as to be too silly, but he is. He's dead, and they really do address it in the whole thing. Okay, so we have a newcomer to the MCU. Tenoch Huerta. He kind of came out of nowhere for me. I hadn't seen him in anything. I know he was in Narcos and a couple other things, but I haven't watched Narcos. I've been recommended it many, many, many times. I should maybe consider it at some point. And yeah, so this is the first time I've seen him in anything, and as Namor, I think he rocked it. I think he did a great job. There's a lot I really liked about Namor. One of the first comics I ever got as a kid was a Namor comic. Spawn #1, and I don't know what issue it was, but I had some Namor comic. Those were like the first couple of comics I ever really got. And so I was kind of liked Namor, even though he's this... He's kind of an I hate using that term, anti-hero. He works with Avengers, but sometimes he's against some. I mean, it's not like he's a main villain, really, but he can be. And they do use him in the villainous role in this movie. But I think they play it really well. I think the reasonings are sound. I also think that Tenoch really embodies Namor too. There's an arrogance about him that I think he pulls off quite well in this. I think as they develop the Namor character, maybe they'll do more with him. As you know, he's a big character in Marvel, so I don't know if this is gonna be the end of him, but I would suspect it's not. And I think as the character grows, I think seeing a little bit more of that arrogance that he has will be fun. In just relation to the whole MCU, I think he can be. I'm not gonna say like Tony Stark arrogant. He's got his own thing going on. Yeah, there's a slight quippiness to it, but it's not. I don't know. He's not Tony Stark in that kind of way. But and I'm not trying to say any of these characters here are going to fill that Tony Stark role, even though we do have another new character in this. This has been marketed as well. She's in the trailers. Riri Williams, who is Ironheart. In the comics, I actually don't know her story arcs very well. I don't think I've ever read any Ironheart comics, but she, I think, reverse engineers Stark Tech. She's a really smart kid. Similar kind of thing here, different reasonings in the movie. Which, you know, now that I think about her reasonings, it seems kind of funny. I don't know. It's not thin or anything, but they give. It's a superhero movie, so things are to be a little unrealistic. There's a certain level of just acknowledging, oh, this is the thing, so this is the world we live in. And there's a couple of moments, I think, maybe with Riri, where you're like, how did she do that again? How'd she defeat Thanos? Oh, spoiler alert. I'm just kidding. But Dominique Thorne, who plays Riri Williams, I think is great. She will be popping up again, I think, in the Armor Wars series coming soon. Actually, wait, did I hear? I think I heard Armor Wars wasn't going to be a series anymore. I think that came out like a week or two ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was word that Armor Wars was not going to be a series. It was going to be a movie. Don Cheadle is going to be in it. Dominic Thorne, and I think Justin Hammer, aka Sam Rockwell. Let's go! I love Sam Rockwell. He's in one of my favorite movies, Gentlemen Broncos. If you haven't seen Gentlemen Broncos, go watch that movie. It's by the people that did Napoleon Dynamite. It's super weird. It's definitely my favorite of their movies. But anyways, back to Black Panther. Everett Ross comes back. Just a quick. He plays an important role, but I also feel like he probably was only on set for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks tops. You know, I don't think he has that much screen time, but he does play a pretty important role. And I don't want to say too much more about that because there was actually a big revelation for me around the Ross character, and it's something we're going to see going forward. I actually think Everett Ross will probably pop up in the Thunderbolts. If not Captain America 4. I think there's room for him in those. And, with the new revelations going on, I think there's some fun to be had with all new characters and going forward with in some of these other properties. Michaela Cole from what is it? Bubblegum? Is that what the show was called? I only watched a couple episodes. It was really good, but I kind of fell off for some reason. Chewing Gum? Yeah, Chewing Gum. I've only seen a couple of those. Oh, she was in The Last Jedi? Who was she in The Last Jedi? I don't remember this. Maybe she was like a voice or something. Resistance Monitor? Oh, yeah. She's in The Last Jedi. But yeah, I'd seen a couple episodes of Chewing Gum's pretty funny. It's a BBC dramedy, I guess. I think, and she wrote it, if I'm not mistaken. She created Chewing Gum, I think. She doesn't have she kind of falls into the same group, I guess, that I would put Martin Freeman's Everett Ross in. Not a ton of screen time, but I liked her addition. I liked her being there. I think she's oh man, it's kind of hard to do this spoiler free. But I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue to do this spoiler free. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know if she wrote this or not. Go back, John. What are you doing? Get your head in the game here. Yeah. So she plays a role within the Dora Milaje. You know, the same elite fighting force that Okoye's in. And yeah, I really don't want to. There's some stuff to spoil with that storyline. Some, and she's not in it too much. So without spoiling it, I'm just gonna say I expect to see more of her in the MCU. If what's her name? Ao Florence Kasumba, one of the other Dora Milaje, and a Quaid. That, you know how they started popping up in things all the time. Like, I think they're both in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and at least the Quaid's in like a post credit scene. I think Captain Marvel, and then the Endgame scene. You know, the five years later scene in Endgame. I think there's going to be room for Michaela Cole to pop up in some of these roles as well too. You know, part of the team. I like this potential 3-piece here of badass Dora Milaje. Dora Milaje. Yeah. So those are the bigger. Oh, you know what? How could I have forgotten? Angela Bassett, Queen Angela Bassett, is quite possibly the best performance in this entire movie. She deals with a lot. There's a lot of Phase 4 of Marvel post Endgame, there has been a lot of dealing with loss. A lot of the shows, a lot of these movies are dealing with loss and how to come to terms with their lives post the snap, or, you know, whatever. People we've lost within the snap, things like that. She goes through such an emotional arc in this movie. And there are scenes. There's one scene I think it's in the trailer, where she's talking about all the loss that she's had, and she brings that in every scene she's in. Such emotion and heart, and such great timing too. Like, acting wise, she knows when to hit the emotional moments, not just with her words but with her expressions. And my God, Angela Bassett just knocked this one out of the park. I think she should probably be considered for a supporting role. I'm not lying. It would be great, actually, if she did win like a supporting role, best actress in a supporting role for this. You know, give Black Panther two the franchise 2 awards. You know, it'd be great. It would be really great. She is phenomenal in this, and I oh man, it was tough at times to see some of these characters dealing with the loss within their world. We were thinking I was thinking going into this, there's a lot of focus on Chadwick Boseman, of course, as they should, in the loss they have there. But there was even a moment, I think the moment that I was referring to earlier, one of the two moments, which I didn't get to the second one yet, one of the two moments that I kind of rubbed me kind of the wrong way, is that scene with Okoye and Nakia, where they're kind of catching up, and there's so much about the previous Black Panther, the lineage, the loss, and all this, that I forgot about Thanos. I forgot about the larger MCU for a hot minute, and so they do mention something about, like, after the Thanos snap and you left. This whole scene, I was just instantly brought back. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. We are actually in this whole universe, not just Wakanda. And I think that's something that Ryan Coogler, the director, did really well. This is seeped in MCU, but this movie by itself made me forget's not the right word, distracted me enough from all the other stuff going on, the Eternals, post Thanos, like everything. They did so much that I forgot where we were until there's one moment where somebody brings up the snap. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. They did such a good job of bringing me out of, not out of the world, but into their world. Just sucked me right in. Of course, Wakanda looks beautiful. I think that's one of the best things about the Black Panther franchise is their visuals. Aside from what a lot of people say about, like, the ending of the first movie, just a lot of CG, Wakanda itself is beautiful, and the addition of Talokan is the name of the place where the city where I guess the Atlanteans or Namor and his people live underwater. That is beautiful too. You do get to explore it a little bit. You do see it. You see the beauty of it, and how it's different from Wakanda, but there's a similar aesthetic going on. I mean, obviously one's underwater, and one is on land, so things are going to look a little bit different. But I mean, the Mesoamerican, the aesthetic that they go with for Namor and his people, I think is brilliant. First of all, I wasn't expecting to see that when the trailers came out. The aesthetic approach that they would take, and I loved it. I thought the movie looked really good. So the environment looks amazing. I do think there's maybe a couple of moments where, I don't think the CG is bad in this, and it's definitely a Marvel movie, so you get a lot of CG, but you don't. I'm wondering if I'm gonna hear as much complaints about the third act as the first movie, because there's definitely a lot of CG, but I think it looks really good. It's all done in the ocean. So I don't know. I'm just interested to hear how people are gonna feel about the third act of the movie, because I don't think it has as big of an issue in the third act, CG wise, as the first one. But I don't know. I don't really get pulled out by modern day bad CG. Is not as bad as CG that I'm used to when I was growing up. I remember when Scorpion King was top of the line. Hey, I just invented a self-shaving mustache. Did you see that? It just disappeared. It just walked off on its own. You know the best way to shave? It's not Manscaped. It's and I'm not sponsored either. The best way to shave is just verbally abuse your mustache so much that it just decides to leave on its own. Anywho, let's see. The cast was great. The worlds looked great. What else is there? Oh, the other thing that I wanted to mention that didn't quite hit me the right way. And again, I don't have too many negatives with the movie. My negatives are small, nitpicky, technical things, like the reaction shots in some scenes, the reverse shot. Some of those things didn't sit with me quite right. But there was that scene in the trailer when you see Namor floating down into his seat. He's got the headdress on and everything, and he floats down. And he goes into his like throne. He has a little bit of a speech to his people, and this very well could have been specifically the theater I was in. But at that moment, some of the dubbing felt off, and it's not that it was like there was words in his mouth wasn't moving or, things like that. It just felt like the mixing of his audio or his dialogue in that particular scene, it felt like was mixed for a slightly different environment, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. And again, I'd have to listen to this again. I don't know if I'll go see this movie in theaters again. I think I could if one of my friends is like, I haven't seen it yet. Let's go. I'm one of those people that used to rewatch stuff a lot. I think when the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out, I think I saw it like 6 times, something like that. I don't do that as much anymore. I Black Widow, a movie I would not go rewatch. Well, again, that didn't come out in theaters. That only came out on Disney Plus. But actually, did it come out in theaters? I think it was just the Disney Plus thing, wasn't it? No, or it was a joint thing. I think I don't remember. Anyways, that's not a movie I would have paid to see twice, without my Disney Plus subscription. I think that's how I watched it for the first time. I think this might be, for me, it's hard to think about the movies in Phase 4. Well, it's not really that difficult to think about the movies in Phase 4. I like this movie quite a lot. Spider-Man No Way Home might be the more fun superhero movie in Phase 4. For me, I still have a little personal bias of like, it was a Sony movie, so it's separate. It's not separate, but it is kind of in a weird way. Spider-Man might be the best comic book movie in Phase 4. I think Black Panther Wakanda Forever is maybe the best movie in Phase 4 overall. I think the story works really well. The visuals accompany quite well. The acting is superb. I like Shang-Chi quite a bit. I think that's one of my other favorite ones in Phase 4. This is definitely hands above that. Shang-Chi felt like a really fun movie. This feels like cinema. This feels this is a movie that I want to feel in a theater. The spectacle is great, but the emotion in the theater is so much bigger that I think this is a movie you should see in the theater. There's one thing I was thinking about. Well, there was a lot of things I was thinking about while watching the movie, but the final fight scene, the final big third act. You know, I've heard what was it? The Dark Phoenix movie. They changed the ending or the final part of it because it was too similar to another big budget superhero movie that was coming. Probably Captain Marvel or something like that. There was a moment when I had a thought of like, because it's not really a spoiler. They set this up. There's a big fight scene with the Atlanteans or whatever they're called. I think they're Atlanteans. I don't remember. And they're blue. Like the people themselves are blue. And I had this moment where I was like, Avatar: The Way of Water comes out in like a month. I wonder if there was a thought about that because Avatar is now owned by Disney. They were a Fox property. It was a Fox property, and you know, Disney owns that now. So I just had that thought of like, was there ever a moment where they're like, this might look too much like Avatar, but you know, it's awesome. I think that's a good thing to have too, a comparison to Avatar. I mean, it's 12 years old, and we all have weird, not issues, but opinions on Avatar. Some people really like it, some people really hate it. I'm kind of in the middle, really. I really enjoyed it when it came out in 2009. And I'll probably go see The Way of the Water. Way of Water? Is that what it's called? Avatar 2, The Way of Water. Avatar 2, I peed my bed. That's my movie. And actually, when I say Avatar 2, it's the sequel to the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar, The Last Airbender. And it's all about like learning how to not pee your bed anymore. It's really a cautionary tale. Oh man, that was funny. It landed on my sweatshirt in full mustache position. So let's see, where was I talking about the mixing on? Yeah, there was that scene. Namor has a speech, and it just felt like it was mixed for a different environment. Maybe, I don't know, but the dubbing felt a little off in that part. So really, that's all I got to say about like the negatives for me with it. They're really nitpicky and technical. A couple of choices in the edit felt kind of weird. There was one or two like shot reverse shot reactions that I was like, that's the choice you went with? You couldn't get another, like, or maybe there wasn't another choice or something. I don't know. I'm not coming down on anybody for that, but it was just a choice, you know. And then the mixing in that one particular scene. Other than that, I enjoyed this movie. I don't have issues with the CG so much. We're in a time where things do look good, and hey, there might be one or two slight elements that don't quite work quite well, you know, in some scenes. But I think a lot of that's kind of subjective at this point. I can definitely let things go just based on the fact that I've watched a lot of shit movies growing up. And, you know, the early 2000s, when I graduated from high school in 2003, the early 2000s were not very kind when it comes to looking back at CG. Even, you know, the Star Wars, the prequel movies, I do think they hold up better than other movies around at the same time period. But even watching those, like, some of that stuff just doesn't look very good at this stage. But, you know, whatever. All right. Am I missing anything? My likes, I like the whole movie. My dislikes are a couple technical things. I'm excited for the future of some of these characters. We are going in a young direction, I think, with the MCU characters for sure. Oh, the last thing I'll say is there's one post-credit scene, and it's not post-credits, it's a mid-credit scene. There's no post-credit scene, just a mid-credit scene. And it is maybe the most emotional mid or post-credit scene I think I've ever seen from a Marvel movie. And it didn't even feel like a Marvel movie. It felt like a drama. It's really good. And I'm not going to say anything else about it other than, yeah, you should go watch this movie and let me know what you think about it. I forgot to do this yesterday with the Weird Al movie. So real quick, I'm going to do a Smelly Pit rating for, you know what? I don't want to get off subject too much. We'll do Smelly Pit rating for Black Panther. Black Panther for me. I'm thinking about this as I'm doing this. How many Smelly Pits does Black Panther Wakanda Forever get from me? Smelly Pit rating. I'm giving it a 4.5. I like this movie. I like this movie a lot. I do think I might reevaluate this when I do rewatch this, because regardless if I see it in the theater or not, I will watch this when it comes to Disney Plus. I want to see how this movie fares in my living room. You know, the big emotional feeling. I think the movie should be seen in theaters, and again, not because of the big spectacle, but because of the big emotion. My theater was kind of quiet during certain moments. There's one or two like comedic lines that didn't land, and I'm not going to mention who because it's a spoiler, but there's somebody that makes a line here or there that was like maybe supposed to be comedic, but like nobody in my theater laughed. But I heard sniffles. I heard sniffles in the theater. I didn't hear many other reactions. There was a couple of like, yeah, awesome, like one or two. But there was a lot of sniffles. I heard a lot of sniffles. I might have been part of that. I might have been part of the sniffle crew. So yeah, Wakanda Forever, I'm giving it 4.5 Smelly Pits. That is a pretty good rating, in my opinion. We'll revisit this once it hits that 45-day release window and hits Disney Plus. I'll rewatch it and revisit it and let you guys know what my updated thoughts are on it. I do want to address the biggest elephant in the room. Sorry, I got to go back to this. The Weird Al movie. Full 5 stars. Full 5 Smelly Pits. That's all. 5 Smelly Pits for the Weird Al movie. Forgot to do that yesterday, so just throwing it out there. All right. Well, what did you guys think? I'm glad you joined me today. I was hoping to jump on the fresh algorithm train today. When I did my Thor: Love and Thunder reaction, it was literally right when I got home from the movie, and I got quite a lot of views on that. So hoping to pick up some of the same kind of luck here tonight. I don't know. I hope you guys had fun with me talking about Black Panther. I hope you go see Black Panther this weekend. Let me know what you think about the movie. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about it as a whole. Anything you did or didn't like. Did you have an issue with any of the CG? I know that's been an issue with not just the last Black Panther movie, but the MCU as a whole. The last thing I'm going to say too is this is the end of Phase 4. So I'm really looking forward to maybe a little bit more hope in the themes of the MCU. Because, like I said earlier, there's been a lot of loss in dealing with loss. And I think it was maybe good to end Phase 4 with this. With this big emotional punch that I think Marvel gave us. So I'm just looking forward to more fun stuff. You know, Quantumania comes soon. I mean, I don't know how fun that's going to be, but it's a Paul Rudd movie. It's a Paul Rudd movie, so of course it's going to be fun. All right, well, I'll do one of these again when Ant-Man comes out. I might do. You know what? I should maybe consider doing one of these for the Avatar movie next month. Yeah. All right. Well, let me know what you thought about the movie in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers. I've been just dangling at like 40 something for like months. And I want to breach that 50, you know? Just really get over that hump. So please like and subscribe. If you're new here, my normal streaming schedule used to be 5 days a week. I'm doing school right now. So I usually do Wednesdays and Fridays when school lets out, depending on whatever work I'm doing. I would like to either go back to 5 days a week or do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'll let you know about my scheduling as that comes. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. I will be back tomorrow for a normal episode. Today, I've been gone, and first I switched the schedule from 5 days a week to 2 days a week, and to be able to produce a little bit more. And then today, and last week I was gone. I took last week off for a couple of reasons, to finish my script for school, and a bit under the weather. Couldn't really do much, to be honest. But I feel bad that I've been lacking a little bit here, so I wanted to give you this extra episode today. And then tomorrow again, Pat, I think, is coming on tomorrow. And we have we'll end the show with another live music edit that I made. If you're new to the channel, check out. I've posted a couple of live jams that I've cut down and edited to a couple minutes, so you guys can enjoy hearing some music that I make and me and my friend Pat make. I don't usually drop this one very often, but I should. Pat and I have a band called New Pants. We have an EP coming out soon, and it'll be our last EP under the moniker New Pants. NUPANTZ, New Pants. We have one record on Spotify. It's a five song EP, and we'll have another 3 or 4 songs. We're still working on that, but that'll be done soon. I'm really trying to get that one done before the new year. Hopefully a Christmas release or something. Well, please come back tomorrow and check out a normal episode if you're new here. If you're a regular viewer, I'll be back tomorrow, baby. Friday, baby. Fuck yeah, it's Friday. Sorry, I'm wearing oh, you can't see it. I'm wearing my Teddy Fresh sweatshirt, so I gotta throw out some White Claw Gabe lines. Fuck yeah, baby. Anyways, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go eat some food and contemplate what I just watched even more. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to any comments you guys leave. Don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. It really is the best place to help me keep doing this and keep doing art. I would love to be, I would love for people to be taking some pictures of them wearing their cool new shirt or their new tote bag, and tagging me in their Instagram stories. And if you do that, I'll make a purchase, take a picture of you using it, wearing it, tag me in it, and I'll send you some stickers. I'll send you some sticker packs. So anyways, the last thing that I always do, I've forgotten this once or twice, and I think I forgot to do this during the Thor Love and Thunder review when that happened. I have a link in the description to donate to Planned Parenthood. I think Planned Parenthood is a great resource for so many things. They do a lot, and it's not just the one thing that most people talk about. That's about, I think it's like 3% of what the overall Planned Parenthood does. Yeah, if you want to help support reproductive rights and healthcare, donate to Planned Parenthood. Go visit them. Go get a checkup. Go fish around in those bowls of condoms that they usually have. Anywho, I'm out here. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Peace out.